here today with one of my favourite people in the world,
Hello.
Daniel Sandler. He is one of my favourite makeup artists and he has come into my kitchen today to film this makeup look, which is...
This is a Valentine's Day makeup, so I'm going to be showing you how to look as gorgeous using some really pretty colours from my range and other products out there to make you look your best on Valentine's night.
So if you want to see how to get this look, then keep watching.
So the first thing I applied was a little bit of makeup primer on top of your moisturiser, and then a cream compact foundation of mine called Catwalk Compact in shade 6.
So nice.
Goes on beautifully, doesn't it?
So nice.
The first thing I want to do on your eyelids is pop a little primer on. Close your eyes. This is my retexturizing face primer, but you can use it absolutely everywhere. Reason being, I love eyeshadows to go on easily. I like them to blend easily. I like them to stay all night. I hate makeup that kind of creases in the lid.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah, it does not look good.
Imagine trying to impress a guy over the table.
Hopefully you wouldn't notice.
Hopefully he's looking at that low-cut top. That's what people don't realise, what a difference it really makes. I mean, there's other things that you can use instead of eyelid or face primer.
Yeah.
And that basically is a little bit of foundation and then some powder on the top, and
Yeah.
that really helps if you haven't got primer. So the first thing I'm doing is applying a beautifully pale white with a slight shimmer over the entire lid, because the colours I want to do to you today, the colours I want to apply on you today are very soft dusky pinks with a little bit of lilac, a little bit of smoky grey with a nice feline flick. Now this is from my Sheer Beauty eye quad. And what I'm doing is taking this very pretty lilac colour with a soft blending brush all over the lid, up to the crease, packing it on there from the inner to the outer corner, and then slightly taking it out.
I never wear colours like that.
Oh, you're going to love it. And you know, Valentine's makeup should be really pretty, really girly, really feminine. But what I don't want this to look is too sugary. Then repeat the same colour under the lower lashes to really frame the eye with this really pretty hue of lilac. I'm using a really small smudger brush. Next is use a little bit of pink. This is a shade of mine. Yeah.
I'm like pink on my eyelids.
It'll be so pretty, so pretty. This is one of my eyeshadows called Charm. And as you can see, it's a really lovely little pink. So I'm just delicately patting that on there. Just like that. And you can see the patting motion is building up the pigment and blending it at the same time. This will give the lilac just a little more hint of pop. And remember, because you're going out at night time, it's okay to up the amp on colour, because when you're going out it could be dark, romantic, so you don't want the makeup to look too wishy-washy and too pale.
This is why I love you, Daniel, because you take me outside my comfort zone, but you still make me feel like me.
That's good.
Like, I'm just going to put some pink on your eyelids.
This really is you. So this I picked up in Tokyo. I have it's a Kanebo eyeliner called Tiffa, but I just love the colour. And this is one of those wet to dry eyeliners, but I'm actually using it as almost like a cream eyeshadow. And because I don't want the makeup to look too sugary, too sweet and girly, what I'm going to do is add some very subtle smokiness under the lower lash line. So I'm highlighting the centre of the mobile lid. If you can't get this Kanebo colour, any kind of soft pretty pink cream to powder eyeshadow will do. But blend, that's the most important thing.
Do you think where you apply your highlight on your eyes depends on your eye shape?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody suits a little bit of highlight just on that upper mobile lid there. But then it's really nice to pop a little bit of shimmer on the brow bone to highlight the eyebrow.
I asked on Instagram if anyone had any questions for Daniel. Jennifer J. Hill says, how can I stop my foundation sitting on my pores? And when concealing imperfections, how can I stop them looking dry and cakey?
What you've got to do is first think about your skincare underneath. So make sure that your moisturiser is really helping the skin condition, because even the best makeup on top of skin that has some challenges, the makeup just won't sit well. But try using a makeup primer as well, and then use a really light but nourishing liquidy foundation, because that won't then sit in the lines and look really obvious. sit in the pores.
I always find serums as well make such a difference when I'm applying my makeup.
Do you know what's so true? That layering.
I can tell when I'm using my foundation if I've used a serum or not, because it makes such a difference. Best lip colour for dark olive skin?
A pink red would look fantastic if you've got olive skin.
Yeah.
But then again, I love olive skins with a real nude camel coloured lip colour. Looks so expensive, looks really uptown chic.
Like Nadine when she wears her.
Yeah, that's right. So what I'm doing is I'm applying some smoky matte grey to the socket area with a really soft little blending brush. This is contrasting really well to the very pretty delicate pinks and lilac on the lid. Fingers are absolutely fine if you want to do a little bit of blending.
What's the best brush to use for highlighting?
I mean, I've got this really lovely angled brush. I use that for highlighting because it's angled, it fits onto any kind of cream or powder highlighter, and you just pop it where it needs to go. What you don't want is a really big brush when you highlight, because then you just highlight too much of an area.
Next question, how can I prevent that my concealer stops creasing under my eyes?
Okay, well, firstly use primer.
Yeah.
Secondly, don't use a moisturiser that's too heavy under the eye makeup.
Like an eye cream,
Like an eye cream, use just a little bit, because if you use too much, that will eat away at the concealer. And after you've applied the concealer, pop a little bit of loose powder on top, because that totally sets it in place.
In like a nice fluffy brush and just like sweet loose powder.
Exactly.
Thanks Advance for inventing the DS watercolour cream rouge.
Yay! That's so nice. So what I'm doing is I'm lining around the lower lash line very gently with my grey pencil, which is waterproof. And as you can see, I'm just going backwards and forwards, getting the pencil right into that line from the inner corner to the outer corner. And then I pick up my trusty little smudger brush and smudge that. Look, that was really good questions. I love what's going down here. They're so good.
How can you make your cheeks appear fuller?
Okay, so...
I like this question, because I like the plump looking cheeks.
Different textures. You want to contour under the cheekbone to give a fantastic contour. You want to apply a little bit of colour onto the cheek to add freshness and fullness, and then you want to apply on the highest part of the cheekbone. You need to get some highlighter to illuminate and attract light, so the whole cheek area looks a lot more stronger. You could definitely try also putting a little bit of pale powder under the contour, because again that helps.
Oh yeah, underneath your like brown.
The kind of contour tricks, you know, that would be really, really good too. So I'm lining the inside of the lower inner eye rim, just to build up, give a slight smoky cat eye. How
can you do the perfect nude lip without making you look washed out?
Well, you don't want to use a nude that is too beige when it has too much grey in it. You want to find one that is similar to your skin tone, but you want one that actually has a tiny bit of pink or a little bit of peach in it, so you don't look too dug up. That's the secret there. So I've defined Amelia's eyes, as you can see, with some really lovely smoky grey. I'm going to finish it off by doing a lovely flick, some lovely lashes, some great brows, and then the eyes will be done. So to create this lovely feline flick, I've used the DHC liquid eyeliner.
What are we using on my brows?
I'm using my gorgeous Anastasia eyebrow.
You know I love those.
I've just applied this one, the Kevin O'Quint Essential Mascara, on the lower lashes, and on the upper lashes I went for Max Factor's False Lash Effect. Next thing for me to do is take my Riviera Cream Bronzer and just pop it onto the cheeks and around the outside of the face, just to give a lovely warm glow. What I want Amelia's skin to look like is that she's just come back from holiday and she looks really, really healthy. So warmth, add warmth to the cheek. You can use a matte bronzer for this, but this Riviera Cream Bronzer has a lovely subtle sheen to it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just tapping it onto the cheek and blending with my finger. Pop a little bit along the jawline. This is the sort of thing that if you're being photographed,
it looks better.
Your features really stand out. I'm actually going to put a little bit on the lips too. So press it on with my finger. This will act as a really nice lip base. Tiny bit, just through the hairline, adds a lovely warmth. Then blend everything with your foundation brush, just so that you don't look like you've got any stripes. So just blend over all the edges, so all your bronzing secrets are kept as secrets. Before I do the lips, I'm just picking up a little bit of loose transparent powder. This is my invisible veil, and I'm just applying it to the areas where you don't want any shine. That's the T-zone. If you're afraid that your concealer might move, apply a little bit of this powder, and you can see it just beautifully mattifies and makes Amelia's skin look completely airbrushed. So what I'm using is a nudie peachy colour called Super Nectar. It's one of my super glosses. This is what I love to pop on lips when I want that gorgeously nude finish with just a hint of colour.
I love lip products that have like a golden shimmer in them, because then it really makes your lips look bigger. Yeah,
you look, oh my god, you look so beautiful.
I want to see the mirror.
I like to line lips afterwards because I get a much softer finish. And because what happens if you have a drink or you have something to eat, the lipstick comes off and then you're left with liner, like a line. So that's why I like to do liner afterwards, because you're never left with that horrid telltale line. Let me just have a look. I think you're pretty much done, Bubba. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Whoa! This is so cool! I love my cat flick.
Is that good?
Who knew you could put pink eyeshadow on me and it would look nice?
You like it?
I love the lips as well. And I love the bronzy, glowy cheeks. They're still contoured, they're still contoured. So thank you so much for Daniel to coming in and doing my makeup, because this is just like, this is the best day ever. It's just way too exciting. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave all Daniel's links below, as well as everything else, all the products we featured in this video. And you're gonna come back soon, aren't you?
I will come back.
Like, you're coming back.
What I want to do with Amelia is always do like makeup on her that is out of her comfort zone. This was all about pinks and lilacs. Next time will be something different. Okay.
If there's any maybe celebrity tutorials you want to see recreated, let us know. And we will both see you soon. Bye!
Bye!
Daniel, you're the best!
So glad you like it.
I love it.
I always get really worried in case like people don't like it, especially when it's so different and stuff. So.
No, but I like people that put me outside my comfort zone, but still like don't put me in like something, you know, that I wouldn't like.
Yeah, no,
you
of
still
course.
Know what I like. You still know I like my cat.
Do you know what I want to do on you next time? I even brought the colour to show you. I want to do, if you're up for it, is like do you
I'm always up for it.
Inky blue smoky eye, like with black and blue, and then dark blue in there. Would look just amazing, like an alternative smoky eye. It's like denim inky blue, which would look beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, with your brown eyes as well.
It's alright. So January has come and gone, and now it is time for January favourites, and I have a whole nice mix of things: hair, skin, unfavourite, little sneak preview, so I really hope you enjoy it.